Hey, it's Tpok and I'm in Hate Plus. And we left off, I just extracted everything and then, yeah. So that boy. Oh, heh. Reminds me of someone I knew. Fuck everything. Hangovers suck. All told, I spent a lot more on that dinner than the 600 silver that I owed Mimi. There goes my whole first fucking paycheck after my big promotion. Totally worth it. It took an obnoxiously long time to actually track him down, even after I worked up the guts for it. It turns out I was a lot braver with him while not sober. But even after working it up and asking Professor Kim to get in touch with him, I never heard a word back from that boy. After a few months I eventually gave up. Then suddenly, near the end of my last shift of the week doing patrols of the plaza, I ran into him. Well, more like he ran into me, knocked me right over onto my ass. I was about to curse him out, but then he offered me his hand and I realized who it was. Sorry, come on, hurry up. Huh? He said, helping me to my feet, then suddenly starting to run, still holding my hand. I had no choice but to follow him. I didn't want to let go and miss my chance. We spent a good minute darting through corridors and between shops, and even took a shortcut through a tea house that was definitely the kind of shit I'd normally give someone a citation for. Anyway, eventually we stopped to catch our breath, and he explained he was running away from a couple of men who were angry at him because he'd cleaned them out gambling. I checked the time, officially off the clock. Aww. Let me make it up to you. I eat dinner, I said, in a perfect world where I'm actually as charming as he is and don't choke on my words in front of a pretty face. I'm not even gonna write down what I actually said. I'm hoping by this time I read again I have already forgotten it entirely. Edit? Well, that sure was wishful thinking. Take me to the Golden House, then, he said with a lilt to his voice. I don't think I can afford that, I tried to protest. Sure you can, and you owe me big time, he said. After more back and forth of that, I relented. I pretty much had to. Fine, I'll take you to the Golden House, but only because it'll clear my debt, I said. Because honestly, I did want to impress him deep down. Deep down, I did want to impress him. The thing I wrote before sounds way more dirty than I meant. Me, I'm no good with words. Anyways, I took him there, and well, I don't really know much about Western-style food. It seems pretty good to me. He just kept ordering more wine for the both of us. Western-style food? What's that? It's a kind of cooking from Earth. It's really good. That's enough. That's the last one, I kept arguing, but then each time, he'd clasp my hand and say, "It's not paid off yet." He could have said anything, really. My memory's kind of fuzzy on what I said to him on account of all the wine. The important part was that I was trying very, very hard to impress him. So I got a promotion recently, I said, and telling him all about how I was on the rise and that my family promised that in a few years I'd surely make it into a really important position, maybe even guard detail for the council. And then it turned out he didn't really know how prestigious that sort of position is. Anyway. So I've been learning some Chinese characters lately, I said, telling him that we really did have something in common after all. I may have left out the part where I've been having a hell of a time with it, and my tutor keeps giving me shit for not even half understanding how grammar is supposed to work. Wow, was that problem of literacy normal? Honestly, it's all beyond me, even if everyone says it's necessary to be functionally literate nowadays. I don't know how the fuck anyone could be. But even leaving that out, he wasn't impressed. I was about to order another round for us myself, but he stopped me. "You've had enough, Mr. Security Officer," he said, grinning. "Let's get out of here while you can still stand." "But there's still a ton of log files left to go. I know where this is going." "What do you mean by that?" "I'll walk you home," I offered after paying as we staggered out the door. He had to catch me. What an embarrassment. "Oh dear boy, I'll walk you home," he said, having to hold me up to keep me steady. I don't know what I would have done without him there, even just walking the 5 minutes from the rail station to my home, but we got there thankfully. Oh, never mind. That was fun. I told him from my open doorway I'd like to do it again. You're kidding, right? I don't want to date you, he said, and my heart sunk. I felt totally horrified and shitty for the 3 seconds it took until he grabbed me by the collar, pulled me to his face, and kissed me. And not lightly either. I want you to invite me in. Whoa. Okay, I'm just gonna point out, Mute is totally enjoying this. So Mute is like a Yaoi fan, I guess, and Hyuna is a Yuri fan, if I'm pronouncing that Yuri, right? I don't know. I don't remember what happened between the doorway and my bedroom. I guess we must have managed to sneak past my father and his dramas, and gotten a bottle of much cheaper wine without being too weird. Somehow, I guess. The rest I'm pretty sure I'm going to remember vividly. I shouldn't describe the whole thing, but man, hottest moment, he's sitting on the edge of my bed naked, and man, I've never seen anyone look more comfortable without clothes in my life. And I'm on the floor on my knees, you know, right where I want to be. What? Jeez, this is... maybe you shouldn't be reading this. Give me another drink, I tell him, raising my empty wine glass. He gets this totally wicked grin, and then suddenly swats the glass out of my hand, and in the same gesture grabs me by the hair. Oh. Drink your fill, then, he says, pulling my head right in. It'd sound like some lame evening drama level shit coming from anyone else in the world. But man, fuck me if I wasn't all kinds of turned on by it. Okay. Anyway, I woke up with him prying himself out of my arms, and the worst fucking hangover in the world. I had to force my eyes open, and it took me a whole minute to sit up straight. Hey, are you going? Hey, I mumbled, are you going already? Stick around. Sorry, but I have to go, he said, typing something into my computer screen. I'll make you breakfast, I offered. He just left. No, you won't. You're a spoiled little rich noble boy, he said, wagging his finger at me. You don't even know how. You'll get your maid to do it. No thanks. I wondered if I'd ever see him again. I've never had a one-night stand before. I don't want to, ever. I'm sure they're not something I can deal with at all. And goddamn, if that boy didn't do a great job at weighing heavily on my mind. Then I realized that the clothes he was putting on seemed way too baggy for his skinny body. I rubbed my eyes. Those are actually my clothes, I said. Well, maybe that wouldn't be so bad. What? Wait, is he... Oh, I think he just used him to get his uniform. Yeah, I know, he responded, not stopping. I kind of stammered, not really sure how to respond to that. Go back to bed, Mr. Security Officer. You really need it. He taunted me. If you want your clothes back, come and pick them up from the address I put in your computer. Then he waved and walked out. I was still way too groggy to follow. What a weird relationship, but sort of romantic. What? But oh man, I'm still excited. He does want to see me again. I'm so glad. I mean, honestly, the hangover is still killing me, and holy shit, I can't believe I spent that much money at a restaurant, but oh well, who cares? Totally worth it. By you at the mirror. Again with all the swearing. That's how men are, dear. I knew that boy was cruel, but man, I didn't realize just how bad he was. What a fucker. So this happened last weekend. I went over to his family's place in the plaza at midday. The front area was all but empty. I think there may have been a customer or two at the time, but only the sort who were actually there for food. I don't know why. The food is awful. Hey, I'm going into the back to see him, I said to Mimi's mother, who was behind the counter. Fuck off, the cranky old crone said. Sure thing, I said, but I don't really bother arguing with her, because who cares? At the end of the day, I've still taken her son as a lover. Okay. Someone told me I should click on names. Oh, so I see a picture. Mimi was a peasant with high aspirations and a passionate affair with young Hyo Sung-bok. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna go through and look at all the pictures. That's his phrasing, by the way, not mine. I would have just said I was banging him, but he told me, I like the sound of taking so-and-so as a lover. I want to be taken as a lover. Taken. It's the kind of possessiveness I like the sound of. I don't really get it, and I also don't really think anyone would believe me that I'm the one doing the taking. I don't really think the idea of being taken is as romantic as he says. Like, seriously? You have issues, Yune. Sure, I'm taller and manlier and the noble, but he is a domineering little man in comparison to me. But if he says he likes something, then I'll do it. So he's been taken by me as a lover. Fine, I won't say anything. Anyway, so I walked in the perfectly legal, friendly gambling room in the back. He wasn't playing, he was studying at the computer, which isn't really weird or anything, but he seemed to be studying together with some other man, which surprised me. I mean, I wasn't jealous or anything. Well, fine, maybe a little. I mean, he does flirt a lot with men. With a lot of men and women, but I don't really care about that. Because he's trying to get money out of them. But I know I'm special. Or at least hope that I'm special. Honestly, though, I was mostly just surprised at that point. The flirting with other men is only while playing cards, and studying together is our thing. I say hi to Mimi, he turns around to wave at me, and the other guy turns around and... Look, this is important, I swear. He looks just like me. It's fucking uncanny, okay? Studying hard, I asked Mimi. I'm gonna click Mimi. Is that the same picture? Yeah, it is. Still classic literature. The one you said last week was so easy when you did it, he said, affecting a pout. It was cute, although I rightly had actually hurt his feelings. Oh, now I get it, okay. I worried rightly that I had actually hurt his feelings. I've been really struggling, so I'm taking a break from gambling to dedicate myself to studies. In retrospect, the idea of him taking a break from gambling should have been the giveaway. But I'm dumb, apparently. He's been doing pretty well, though. I'm proud of him, his friend said. I want to take a break and go out for dinner? I offered. You're welcome, too, I trailed off. Sorry, I don't think I caught your name. You two don't know each other already? I would have thought since you're both, Mimi said, surprised. Huh? Both what? I asked, confused. You're both from the Hyo family, he said. You've really never met? No, I said, earnestly surprised. I stared, trying to figure out if I'd seen him before, but I couldn't remember seeing him at any family gatherings. That really didn't mean a whole lot, though, because, seriously, fuck Hyo family gatherings. I pay as little attention as I possibly can to them. I don't think I could name half my cousins truthfully. Were you at the last family gathering? I wasn't, unfortunately. I was ill, he said. Fair enough. But I'm Hyo Sung-bok. It's nice to meet you. What's your name? Oh, haha. Of course, it's Dream of the Red Chamber. How cruel. What? My jaw dropped. Huh? I'm Seong-bok? What's your name? He repeated. It's also Seong-bok. I stammered. Nice to meet you. What? I'm gonna... What? What? Hyo Sung-bok was a man who worked in security. Oh. Who was having a beautiful, passionate affair with a peasant named Mimi. He was the nephew of Hyo Sung-young. I knew him in the New Dynasty. He snuck off in the night a lot but he was a pretty good man. Which one? He's this one. Why does he look so small? I thought he said he was bigger. Anyway, boy, I can't go out to dinner. I can't do dinner out. Too poor. We could eat out in front, though. Oh, that was Mimi. Mimi suggested, meaning his mother's restaurant, which is basically worse than dying. Well, thinking about it right now, maybe it's not actually shit food. Maybe she just has it out for me. Man, fuck, that's totally it, isn't it? Anyway, it didn't seem like a good idea. I'll cover it. Don't you worry about it. For both of you, let's just get out of here. Well, fine, Mimi shrugged. We went to the place across from his, which is decent enough. So, are you also in security? I asked the other Sungbok. Yes, of course, he said. I'm the second lieutenant of Deck 10, actually. Yourself? Haha, yep, totally is. I felt really humbled being way the fuck outranked by this guy. I'm just a lowly officer on the plaza, sir. Oh, there's no need to sir me, he smiled. Are you alright? You're staring. Mimi laughed, prodding at me from under the table. I'm fine, just a little surprised is all, I lied. Honestly, it was kind of freaking me the fuck out. We talked more even after we finished dinner, and frankly, I just got more and more alarmed by how much we had in common past the whole name thing. I mean, the name thing was weird. Neither of the characters in mine are really common at all, and it turned out he even wrote them the same way as mine. And he ordered the same food as me right before I did, and was the same age, which made me feel pretty shitty about my own accomplishments, let me tell you. Men or women, I asked. Oh, women, he answered, definitely women. Well, finally, there's a difference, I said exasperately. Ahem. Mimi cleared her throat conspicuously. Well, except for him. He's cute enough anyone could make an exception for him, the other Sungbook said, looking at him. I was thinking that maybe studying together with Sungbok could be a regular thing, Mimi said, making flirty eyes. Not in my direction. I'd like to get through the dream of the Red Chamber together with him, at the very least, since he's read it. I don't get it. It's okay, you're a girl, you don't have to. I don't know what it is. So have I stammered, awkwardly trying to fight for his attention because I'm an idiot. Well, we've just gotten to chapter XX together, where Bayou sleeps in front of the mirror. Remember? Mimi smiled. Besides, don't you think it'd be nice, me being together with Sungbok and Songbok? We wouldn't have to take up so much of your time, so I could focus more on exams, so you could get promoted. Sungbok, you idiot. I just gaped in horror at his proposal, as if he could fucking suggest such an awful thing. I wanted to spend more time with him, not less. And it was just, fuck, I thought that I was basically replaceable in his eyes. I'd been worried about that in our relationship, that I was just some interchangeable noble in his eyes, and this was just making that all worse. I really don't think, that's just kind of, I stammered something like that. I can't remember the exact wording. Amy, I don't want to be replaced with some mere version of me, that's... And then I stopped mid-sentence. Do you think he's figured it out yet? The mere Sungbok asked him, trying to stifle laughter. I can't keep this up anymore. I told you he hasn't read it, Mimi said enthusiastically. You're fucking with me, I said. A little, Mimi said. Come on, Dream of the Red Chamber, you were supposed to have studied literature as part of becoming an officer, the mayor Sungbok said to me, suddenly switching to a lot less stilted voice. You don't remember the part where Bayou meets the other Bayou. The thing we have spent the past hour reenacting. I was never really good with classical literature, I admitted. Ha! See, it's important to be well read. See, I am